Terizla is going to have a lot to say. Anti-CC, once again, in the penalty zone, is a very good counter onto the Brody early to mid when he doesn't have enough attack speed to get those basic attacks off because it cancels it all the time.
Yep. Or the Lunox jungle.
I like how we default to Lunox jungle
because we're talking about if we're talking about anti-CC, we have to talk about iframes, right? They basically come hand in hand to each other, and there's not a lot of heroes that do that. Oh, Yu Zong. Okay, you know what?
You guys are bad about the game.
We're terrible.
We're terrible.
None of our predictions correct here. None of our calls.
To be fair, can people really blame us? Is it really our fault?
It's Todak's fault, I think, more than us, right?
I don't know. LaFell was able to call it in game number 2 how this game would eventually end, so...
But he's Malaysian.
No, I'm calling for this game. It's going to be a
brawl.
brawl.
To be, man?
I'm calling this game a brawl, man.
Calling it a brawl?
Once Chiku has 2 items on the Harif, it's all looking for blood.
All right, Clippers, hold him accountable for it. Let's find out. Is he going to be 2 for 2 here? He's 1-0 currently. And I'm expecting everybody to show up in the mid lane and start battling it out.
The crowd's ready. You can see them, man. They are ready for this 3rd game of the series. We expected anticlimactic after game number 1, after the stomp of game number 2. But Todak somehow, someway, were able to shift the tides. And now we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 3 for the first seed in Group D.
This is going to be the last match here of the group stage before we move into the knockouts. Blacklist on the blue side with Todak on the red side.
Don't go in, Yums. Just relax. Like it's the Yums. Yums.
He's giving tips. Oh, forcing a retry early on. Yums dealing pretty good damage, but this is the problem, I believe. Up against a Fredrin. Oh, no. Yums, this time he's actually baited out the retry, so he can continue to do what he wanted to do in game number 1.
Right now, honestly, I kind of feel like all he's trying to achieve is slow everyone down. But while we're having this time, we're seeing Yums take a beating, being a bit masochistic here. I'm actually looking at Moon for him to kind of like set the tempo for the team because there's a lot of great ults that he can take. And if he takes a good one and actually has a good start to the fight, then it's going to be very good for Todak.
I totally agree with you here, but also notice that Yums decided to go for Concussive Blast as well as taking the Flicker rather than going for the Sprint. So it's not like he can get out of these really, really tight situations and buy like a whole bunch of time. He's just waiting for these critical moments.
3-man though, up top already. Chiku Guy is going to be pressured here, forced to recall pretty early on, and he will just respect that. He knows that he can't go for that gold minion anyways, unless he wants to get threatened here. But for the in-game emblems, anything in particular to note out?
No, because I don't think that's the mage emblem for Chiku Guy, if I'm not mistaken. No. So, it's alright. It's okay.
It's alright for now. It's alright for now. But look at the bottom side, right? Just a lot of pressure towards Edward.
Edward so far still doing quite okay. So for both teams, it looks like they're showing their face and then they're like, can we do this? No, we cannot. So at least for both teams, they're being respectful. Not a lot of crazy kills in the early stages of the fight. For now, Chiku Guys as well as Owl look like they're doing quite even, though I would say Chiku Guys is trading a little bit more HP. Now Black Dragon form from Momo looking for Wise.
He found Wise in the bush right now. He does have the Petrify. Wise and be able to dash away. Minion Fury blocking 2 members up. Now another knockup, but Momo finds the Petrify now onto Wise. The Turtle's still up. Real world manipulation dealing a whole lot of damage, but the sustain is actually there. And First Blood goes to Rival. He's looking for more. Decimation is on, but Wise is able to sustain back up with the Appraiser's Wrath. Young with the flicker out with a racing attack. Fade away from Yue. Finds the double. Todak once again will lose in the early game with Wise having more pressure on the Turtle, but they know this information. No retribution on Wise. Can Moon look for the steal? He cannot. Wise gets it. Venus looking for the knockup. Moon knocked up, forced to flicker out.
Honestly, super close coming in from Yums. He could have survived if he was able just to get his foot, just one more pixel to touch that brush, and Barak his passive once again. I mean, the idea was definitely there, right? Momo wanted to jump into back, hopefully trying to slow down Yue and maybe put them low enough for Rival to kind of finish them off one by one.
Another thing is, he almost hit level 4. If he hit that level 4, he would have survived. And now, oh my Venus sees Yums as well as Moon. So far, this Minotaur is getting punished quite a lot, but so far it is going to be quite okay.
Even the Power of Wildest committed, but look at this. Wise, Psycho, Fredrin locking him down. Minu and Fury to take him out. Real world manipulation as well. Put all the ults and the kitchen sink down below. Solo kill from Owl. Torn apart memory.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. Blunder after blunder coming out for the side of Todak, but this could be a repeat of game number 2. Who knows? Tough to say, but you're going to have to keep your hopes up. So far, so good for Blacklist International, right? You can definitely tell by their movements. They're not looking for these big invades. They're just making sure that the river line is going to be safe. Oh, what's going on in the mid lane?
Moon is going on in the mid lane. He's getting completely ganked and shut down this game. 0, 2, and 1. Rival forced to just soak in all the mini waves in the mid lane, and Todak are just falling behind. Chiku guys now with Zaman Force. It might be another solo kill as the Todak Power Memory comes through. Oh my god! So much damage. Wise. He's looking for the Appraiser's Wrath stacks. Rival and Yums are there to back him up. Will give him enough space to clear out the mini waves, but so far, Blacklist 3,000 gold lead already.
Okay, guys, you know, I said it's going to be a bloodbath. I say it's going to be a brawl. Not like this. You know, I thought it'd be a little bit more even for now. 6 kills to 1. Todak has not been doing quite good in this trade. And Yums, he's really just tanking everyone. He's trying to delay. I don't know what's going on here.
I think he's trying to bait the abilities, and he did do that! Momo finds a Petrify, the Furious die, but Venus is still able to escape from Decimation. Now Moon stealing away the Mutant Fury. Momo, the Black Dragon form will fall! Yue picks up a double. The Appraiser's Wrath comes through. Blacklist have withstood the chaos, and they're able to punish.
Beautifully played by Blacklist. They're making sure that their low members flicker out right at the very end while the rest of the members try and body block Rival from getting even remotely close. Keep in mind, the Decimation has a limited range. It's not very, very long. And more importantly, there is a slight channel time. So if timed right, he can technically, it's a bit of a gamble, right? Rival could technically follow them along that flicker, but if done early, you won't have the space and time.
Todak's got to slow down a bit, get some farm, get equal levels, because even looking at levels here, you guys about to hit level 7, but Al is already level 7. Yums keeps on going on, and look, he's taking way too much damage, man.
Forced to commit the flicker here early. Again, 5th minute in the game. But it does give some more space for Chiku guys. He didn't know a lot of members were down there. Now they can actually slow the tempo down. But with a 5,000 gold lead, with a turret already taken on this Brody, remember, this is Owl on the Brody. He understands completely how to snowball in this game by getting these turrets, and Blacklist seem to understand that as well. They're already rotating him down below. If this turret falls, that's so much map pressure that Blacklist can use to actually even invade in the enemy jungle.
Look, right now I'm looking level difference so much. Even Venus and Yums, there's a level difference here. So Todak again, they're going for my Venus. I don't think that's a very great idea, especially Chiku guys is actually being denied a lot of the minions, and now Moon has to flicker away, but Edward is there.
Final slash. Moon again, 0, 3, and 1 now counting. Blacklist International have completely read out what Todak wants to go for. Even Momo here in the mid lane forced to again soak in those minions, and yes, Blacklist are playing the siege perfectly with the Brody, playing towards the Brody, giving him space, and now with this big snowball, I can only imagine what one torn apart memory can do to the rest of the team.
Yeah, it's going to absolutely shred here, but Blacklist International at least have identified the movements coming in from Todak, because again, even if Chiku guys were to suppose go to that top side, they know for a fact that Momo is covering, and especially these big choke points, to feed that information. It is a good way to kind of cover for Chiku, but it's not the greatest for anybody walking back into the mid lane. That's why Momo was such a prime target.
It's funnel. They're doing a funnel right now. Chiku is going to be on the purple buff. Given it very early in the 7th minute of the game, despite Rival already being behind, he's still trying to go for that. Now, what does this mean?
This means, again, you got to slow things down because you're really looking for Chiku guys to carry the game. But the thing is, it's kind of not great just because Athena Shield as well as Radiant Armor are a thing. I don't know. In this kind of situation, Todak might still be able to win the fights, but they really got to make sure that they put into consideration the level difference. Edward's level 10, Momo is level 9. Unless they catch Blacklist slipping, it's going to be very difficult.
They're splitting Blacklist off. Edward, good read on Rival, just bringing him back right now as the turtle will actually be ignored. They want to go for the first Lord right now, understanding that Chiku has been doing the same thing. He's just been constantly splitting, so they don't actually want to go for the turtle. They're just going to go for the Lord that has just spawned.
And more importantly, as time goes on, rather than looking for these neutral objectives, actually Blacklist looking for these kills might be very, very worthwhile, right? Because at the end of the day, as much as Chiku wants to go and split push into the side, if he doesn't reveal himself, and more so if the housekeeping has been done right, taking out 3, arguably the most ideal situation for members from the side of Todak, making it obsolete for you to try to go for these back doors.
Right now, looking at the situation, I don't always see Harif split pushing, so we'll have to see if Chico is able to use that well. The Lord Blacklist, they're thinking about it, but at this point of time, it kind of feels like maybe not too worth it, but no, they are starting the Lord right now. And look at Todak's positioning. It doesn't look like it is going to be a good position for them to actually fight this.
I don't even think they should contest at this point, right? I mean, 6,000 gold lead. Game number 2, they tried to contest with a 6,000 gold lead, and they ended up just having to back away, and that's exactly what they do right now. They try to go for a turret down below, splitting up the map, just like Lefel said in game number 2, but now the overworld manipulation, that immobility field as well. Momo forced to use the Black Dragon form as they go for the defense here in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Chico in the bottom lane right there might be forced into a 1v1. Torn apart memory though from Owl. Beautifully placed, the fadeaway, and yes, two guys takes the fight, has the Purify now with the Zaman Force as well, but cannot win in the 1v1 against Edward.
Oh!
Chico, the shielding! Oh, so close, but Agent Zero takes the dub.
Oh my goodness, that was way too close for comfort. One single dodge made such a difference to not get the reset on the demon marks now. For the defense, it's going to be rather weak without Chiku. And more importantly, when it comes down to wave clear overall, even Moon is significantly behind. He's not strong enough to one-shot these waves by himself.
I gotta say that's a level difference. Because again, one level difference. If they were equal levels, Chico might have won that.
I think it's also just the Purify. I really wonder why Chico didn't utilize the Purify there in the skirmish to try to, you know, cancel out some of these stuns coming in.
I think it was already too late, right? He was already hit by the big ticket items. He was hit by the final slash. Wait, hold on.
Rival dropped back by the team by the final slash right there, but the real world manipulation does give Todak a lot more to say when it comes to these defenses high ground. So they're going to be able to defend for now. Only the two base turrets, or two tier 2 turrets on the side getting picked off.
Okay. Things have been going on pretty okay for now for Blacklist International. 9.2. They need to make sure that there's no holes in their attack. No opportunities for Todak to come back.
Final slash again, bringing Rival back. That's a lot of resources committed with the Minion Fury as well, with the Flicker inside. Chiku so holding on to that Purify, and look at Wise! With the Abraser's Wrath is able to find a kill back. Bursting Chiku, guys. Edward, final slash! Again, Moon brought back to the team. One more hit, UN finds it! Owl takes down the top side. 4 members down, make it 5! It's a wipeout from Blacklist International, and they do it quicker, faster, more efficiently this time. 11 minutes and 12 seconds.
11 minutes and 12 seconds is all they need. Congratulations to the agents. Blacklist International will be first seed coming out of their group, and unfortunately for Todak fans, they won't get knocked out, but taking the second seed means they're less likely to try and achieve top 4.
Here's the thing, now I kind of feel like Todak, this could be a wake-up call. Now they understand the strength of the competition. We're gonna have like, what, 2 days between now and the knockout stage? I kind of feel like those 2 days has to be utilized well by Todak, because again, the third draft, it was quite, I would say all 3 drafts were a big risk.
48 hours to utilize for all teams to